Hello friends, my name is BK Kolhapure. Today we will continue with the topic on shear stresses. We have seen in earlier video the shear stresses are the stresses acting parallel to the plane, and we have seen how to draw the shear stress diagram and the bending stress diagram for a rectangular section. So today we will see some other sections like I section and T section, and we will see how to draw the bending stress diagram and the shear stress diagram for such figures. So let us take a simple example. So let us begin with an I section. So let us consider an I section. If this I section is subjected to a bending moment of 120 kilonewton meter and it is subjected to a shear force of 60 kilonewton. These are the bending moment and shear force acting at a particular section of an beam. So the given section is an I section. You are required to draw bending stress diagram and shear stress diagram. So the I section given to you is suppose this is the I section given to you. It is a symmetrical I section. So this is a flange, web and flange. So here the width of the top flange, if I take it as 180 mm, and the thickness of this, if I take it as 15 mm, if I take the depth of the web as 280 mm, and if I take the thickness of flange as 15 mm, this is also to 180 mm, and the thickness of this web, if I take it as 15 mm. This is a symmetrical I section. So whenever a section is given to you, you are required to locate the centroid of the figure and moment of inertia of the figure about the neutral axis. Now here let us try to find out the moment of inertia. We know y bar is given by sigma a y by sigma a. Since it's a symmetrical section about x and y axis, the centroid will remain at the center. Means if the total depth is say 15 plus 280 plus 15, this is the total depth, and if I divide it by 2, so you get the depth of the neutral axis from the bottom and top is 155 mm. So if I locate this as the neutral axis, so the depth of the neutral axis from bottom is 155 mm. Since it is symmetrical, it is same from the top also. And the total depth here what we will get is 250, 310 is the total depth of the rectangle. We got y bar directly because it is symmetrical. Now we will go for finding out moment of inertia about the neutral axis. Since it's a symmetrical figure about both the axes, we will see a very simple step to find out the moment of inertia. I will take this whole rectangle 180 by 310. From this I will deduct this rectangle and I will deduct this rectangle, so that I get the moment of inertia of the I section. Very simple method. So let us try to use this method and find out the moment of inertia. So this will be equal to B d cube by 12. Moment of inertia of rectangle is B d cube by 12. So this B is 180 into depth is total depth is 310 cube divided by 12 minus these two areas. I'll have to deduct. So total width is 180 minus 15. So this will be equal to 165 B into depth of this part is 280 cube divided by 12. Directly in one step you will get the moment of inertia. This is given as 145.03 into 10 to the power of 6 mm raised to 4. This is the moment of inertia of the section. So once I know I, we can go for easily finding out the bending stresses. So if I want to go for bending stress diagram, we know bending stress is given by M by I into Y. So since it is symmetrical here, Y compression is equal to Y tension. So stresses both tensile and compressive will be same. So if I use this relation, M is given to you as 120 kilonewton meter. You multiply it by 10 raised to 6 to convert it in Newton mm. You know the value of I is 145.03 into 10 to the power of 6 into Y is the distance of extreme fiber, 155 Newton per mm square. You get this value as 128.25 Newton per mm square. Since it is symmetrical, Fc will be equal to Ft. If I draw the bending stress diagram here, this is the bottom fiber, this is the top fiber. If I draw the bending stress diagram for this is compressive side, Fc, and it is 0 at the neutral axis, then it will come here, this will be Ft. So this will be equal to 128.25 Newton per mm square. This is also 128.25 Newton per mm square. This diagram is called as bending stress diagram. Bending stress diagram. So bending stress diagram is very easy to draw. Just find out I is important. Next we will go for the shear stress diagram. Let us go next for shear stress diagram. We know the formula. Shear stress at any level is given by F A y bar divided by IB. F A y bar divided by IB. So using this formula, I will try to draw the bending stress across the cross section. Now I will go to the bending stress shear stress diagram for the web section. Suppose if I see to the web section here, this is a web, this is a neutral axis. So here if I want to know the area above, so if you see here we have got one level where the width is 180, second level we see the width is just 15 mm. Since it is symmetrical, this also will be the same as level 2 and this will be of level 1. So the difference between level 1 2 is that width of the big section will be changing. So there is sudden decrease in the cross sectional area. So here if I use this relation, so this is the area 180 and this is 15, and we know the centroid is at the center, and we need the distance of the centroid of the center from the neutral axis, and this distance is 155 from the neutral axis to top minus 15 divided by 7.5 divided by 2, so this will be equal to 157.5 mm. So we get the distance of the centroid of the component from 1. So I will go with the level 1 and this will become level 2. So important thing in this is this all remains the same, this and this will be changing. So if I use this formula for the upper portion here, so F shear force is, I will come here, shear force is given by F F is the shear force which is given to as 60 kilonewton, convert it in Newton into A y bar. So A, what we are seeing is this area 180 by 15. This is area, and y bar is the distance of the centroid of the component from the neutral axis. So this distance will be equal to 147.5 A into y. So this I will divide by I. We have seen the moment of inertia as 145.03 into 10 to the power of 6 into B. And what is the width at the level 1? So it is 180. So this is the stress at the level 1. So this, if you simplify, I'll take up this part and simplify. We get the simplified part is equal to 164.76 divided by 180. So if we calculate this stress, the value of the stress will be equal to 0.92 Newton per mm square. One thing is sure in case of shear stress diagram, shear stress at the top and bottom, Q will be equal to 0. At top and bottom, Q will be equal to 0. Slowly if I start plotting the shear stress diagram, so at the top and bottom shear stress is 0. I'll take to this part. Now we have seen that shear stress at level 1 is 0.92 Newton per mm square. So if I plot a line here 0.92 Newton per mm square, I'll have to join these 2 points. It is a parabola. We have seen it's a parabolic distribution. Since it is symmetrical, we see at the bottom also this portion will be 0.92 Newton per mm square. This is 0. Will join by a parabola. So for this flange portion at the top and bottom, we got the stresses. Now you come to the level 2. If I come to level 2, this moment of the area will remain the same. A will remain same, y bar will be remaining same. Only change will be at the level 2, the width of the beam. So if I use this formula and substitute, it will remain the same. Only change will be in the width of the beam. So that's why I have calculated this value here to simplify our calculation. So if I use this value only 164.78 divided by the width of the level 2 is 15 mm. That's the only change you will come across. So if you simplify this, you get the value of Q as 10.98 Newton per mm square. 10.98 Newton per mm square. That is at the level 2. So here if I extend a line from here, it goes up to 10.98 Newton per mm square. And here also if I extend the line from here, it goes up to 10.98 Newton per mm square. So this is the stress diagram we have got. We know the shear stress is maximum at the neutral axis. So if I go for the shear stress at the neutral axis, now this is your neutral axis. Now what is area above this? One area is this and second area this. In first case, the area was limited to only flange only. Here web is also coming into play. So this will be 180 by 15. Distance of the centroid will be 147.5. We will come to this component. The width of depth of this web is 280. So half of that will be equal to 140. And we know the centroid of this rectangle is at the center, and the distance of the centroid of the rectangle from the center is 70 mm. So these things if you are able to plot, now I will go for Q at neutral axis. Now one thing is sure, what is the stress at the level 2, that will remain the same, calculations remain same, and that value what we have got is 10.98 Newton per mm square. Plus we will take up this web. So this will be equal to plus, we are using again the formula FAY bar by IB plus. So for this we already calculated, so I will take directly the value, plus F is again 60 kilonewton, so convert it in Newton, into AY bar. This part has already come, upper part. We will go to this lower part. So plus, what is the area? 140 by 15 into what is the distance of the center of the component from the neutral axis? This is 70. So if you simplify this plus something extra, the value of the bending stress, what we get at the neutral axis is 10.98 plus 4.04. So this will be equal to 15.03 Newton per mm square. 15.03 Newton per mm square. Suppose if I plot that value here at the neutral axis, 15.03. So from here at the neutral axis point, I will draw a line which is equal to, beyond this, 15.03 Newton per mm square. Since it's symmetrical, it remains same. So we'll have to join this point and this point. So again we are using a parabolic distribution. Now this diagram what you are seeing, this is known as the shear stress diagram. Shear stress diagram. Since the I section is symmetrical, it is symmetrical about the neutral axis. So this is how you will have to find out the shear stress and bending stress diagram. That is a bending stress, simple one, and this is the shear stress diagram. We will take up another problem with we have seen I section, we will see the T section. Important thing is to find out moment of inertia, measure. Second is you should be able to find out these distances, AY, the moment of the area of the level above that, about the neutral axis. Next, we'll take up the problem on T section. So let us take a simple example. Suppose if there is a T section, if it is carrying a shear force of 100 kilonewton and bending moment of 50 kilonewton meter, and if the cross section of the T is a T section. If the cross section of the T section is, say, this is 200 mm, and if this thickness is 50 mm, if the depth of the web is again 200 mm and the thickness of the web is 50 mm. Now in this case, you are required to find out first the distance of the centroid of the T section, either from the bottom or from the top. If I take the bottom axis as a reference axis, let us plot the distance of y bar. Y bar is given by sigma a y by sigma a. So this will be equal to, if I divide it into two components, one is rectangle G1, another is also rectangle G2. The vertical axis will pass through G1 and G2. Figure is symmetrical about y axis, but it is not symmetrical about x axis. Hence you will have to find out y bar. So here let us begin with this G1. Area will be 50 into 200 A. We know the distance of the centroid of the rectangle is at the center. Total depth is 200. So this distance will be equal to 100. Plus, we will go to G2. 200 by 50. We know the distance of the centroid is at the center. So I need the distance. So this is 50. So this will be 25, 25. But I want the distance of the centroid from 1, 1. So this distance will be 200 plus 50 by 2. So it will be 25. So 225 divided by total area. We know this one area is 50 by 200 and the second area is 200 by 50. If you simplify for y bar, you get the distance of y bar as 162.5 mm. 162.5 mm from the bottom. So if this is the point somewhere here, if I draw an axis through that, this is our neutral axis, and the distance from the bottom is 162.5 mm. So from top it will be 81.5 mm, because total depth is 250. 250 minus 162.5 will give 81.5. This is the first step what we will have to do. To find out moment of inertia, what we need is, we need the distance of the centroid of the component from the neutral axis. I want this for G1. The centroid of this G2, I want this distance also to find out the moment of inertia. So to find out this distance, we know this distance is 162.5 and this being of 200 mm depth, so this distance will be 100 mm. So what will be this balance amount? 162 minus 100. So this will be equal to 62.5 mm. That is the distance of the centroid of the component from the neutral axis. On the same lines, I want this distance, centroid of G2 from neutral axis. So this is 81.5 minus 50 divided by 2, because this is 25. So 81.5 minus 25 will give you 62.5. Will give you 62.5. Okay. Now we will go for drawing the bending stress diagram, bending stress diagram and the shear stress diagram. So first you find out the moment of inertia about the neutral axis. So this will be equal to, we are using the relation parallel axis theorem, I11 is equal to Ixx plus Ay bar square. So we know moment of inertia about any axis is equal to moment of inertia about its own axis plus A into y bar square. We are using this equation because the centroid of the component and centroid of the neutral axis are not coinciding. So let us begin with this G1. So moment of inertia of rectangle is B d cube by 12, 50 into 200 cube by 12 plus A y bar square. What is the area of G1? 50 by 200 into distance of the centroid of the component from neutral axis. This distance is 62.5. Don't forget to square it. This is for G1. Like this, we will go for G2. B d cube by 12. So this will be 200 into 50 cube divided by 12 plus AY by square. What is area? 200 by 50 into distance of the center of the component from the neutral axis. This is 62.5 square of that. This is for the component G2. If you simplify this, you get moment of inertia about neutral axis as 113.54 into 10 to the power of 6 mm raised to 4. So this is the moment of inertia what you get about the neutral axis. Once you find out the moment of inertia, then it will become very easy for you to plot the bending stress diagram and the shear stress diagram. We will first go for simple one, bending stress diagram. So bending stress is given by M by I into Y. Now in this problem, this YT and this YC, they are different. So bending stress at the top and bottom will be different. We will substitute the value of Y which will be changing so that you get FC and FT. Suppose if I want to find out the bending stress at the bottom, that is tension, so this will be equal to M by I into YT, the lower part. So this is equal to moment given in the problem is 50 Newton per mm kilonewton meter. So multiplied by 10 raised to 6 to convert it in Newton mm divided by I, we have found it as 113.54 into 10 to the power of 6. So into YT, this is 162.5. If you simplify this, you get 38.53 Newton (71.56 Newton per mm square. This is the tension at the bottom. Similarly, you can find out the tension at the top. So again this will be M by I into Y. Y is the distance of this 87.5. So this will be equal to 10, 70, okay. So if you simplify this, you get 38.53 Newton per mm square. If you draw the bending stress diagram here, this is compression and this is tension. So this is Ft is equal to 162.5 Newton per mm square and this is 38.53 Newton per mm square. This is in compression Fc and this is in tension. So this value will be Ft. So this is the bending stress diagram. Now we will go for drawing the shear stress diagram. So we know the shear stress at any level is given by FA y bar divided by IB. Now here in this case we have got this web flange level as 1, this web level as 2, and next is at the neutral axis. Now here we see shear stress is 0 at top and bottom. Shear stress is 0 at top and bottom. Suppose if I draw a shear stress diagram here, it is 0 here and here at the top and bottom. Next we will come for the shear stress at the level 1, this level. So here if I take out that part, so this is 200, this is 50, this is level 1 and this is level 2 and this width is 50. Now here the formula what we are using is FA y bar by IB. So here shear force given to you is 100 kilonewton. So let us convert it in Newton. F A y bar is the important part here. What is the area here? 200 into 50. Now y bar is the distance of the center of the component from the neutral axis. This we have already plotted it as it is 62.5 into 62.5 divided by I. Moment of inertia of this we have calculated as 113.54 into 10 to the power of 6 into width B. How much is the width at level 1? It is 200 mm. So divided by 200. So this will give the stress at the level 1 as 2.75 Newton per mm square. 2.71 Newton per mm square. So here if I plot it, this is 0. So here from this point this will be 2.75 Newton per mm square. So I'll have to join these 2 points by a parabola. Similarly, stress at 2, the things will remain same as I told in the last case. You can calculate this part and just divide it by the width is changing here. It was 200 here. Here it will be only 50. I'll write it once again. F A y bar divided by 113.54 into 10 to the power of 6. All things remains the same. Only change here will be the width is 50. So if we simplify for this, U at is equal to 11 Newton per mm square. At the same point, the shear stress from here, if I draw an ordinate, this is 11.11 Newton per mm square. Now next we'll come to the neutral axis. If I go for the neutral axis, here for level 2 it remains same. So extra part will be for this web part. Suppose if you magnify that, this is the neutral axis. Now here this is 200 by 50. We have found out the level 2. Now extra thing is this part. So what will be this part left out now? So this will be 62.5 minus 25. So this will be equal to 5 to